All right, YouTube, how you doing? We're jumping into our Chinese news. I thought I'd show these two stories next to each other, and maybe you could tell me if you see a problem here. I'll just stay quiet, and you can tell me if you see a problem with what's happening. Okay, so we're just gonna play these two videos. First one's only 2 minutes long. Next one's a little bit longer, but we're not gonna watch the whole thing. So you just let me know, okay? You let me know if you can see anything off, okay?
That the world had finally recuperated from the COVID-19 pandemic. A report suggests that China might see a new wave of COVID infections in the coming days.
The suit is fly.
According to a report by Bloomberg, citing senior Chinese health officials, the new wave of COVID infections might see its peak towards the end of June. The report also suggests that China might record as high as 65 million COVID cases per week. Previously, China had implemented one of the strictest COVID control measures in the world due to a surge in cases fueled by the Omicron variant. Now, according to the report, China might record 40 million cases in a week, which can rise to 65 million by the end of June. China reported 37 million COVID infections in a day during the previous wave, making it the largest single-day COVID spike in the world. China had implemented a stringent zero-COVID policy to fight the infection, which was scrapped last December. Most of the COVID cases in China are fueled by the Omicron variant, also known as the XBB. The country recently approved 2 new vaccines to fight this variant, with a couple of more vaccines in the pipeline waiting to be approved. China's health authorities have warned the new mutations of XBB or the Omicron variant have greater transmissibility and immune escape than earlier strains. However, the Chinese government is not doing much to alert the people with no media coverage or alarming videos to take precaution.
Okay. Yeah. He didn't really stress it, but it's good to note that the vaccine that China demands that you use, they don't give you access to the American-made, US-made vaccines. Has like a 30 to 40% efficacy rating. It's absolutely terrible. And that's why, they have, even though Omicron is like, what do you mean? We have Omicron kind of under control in a lot of these countries. That's the reason why, is that they're out of their own national pride, they're using a substandard vaccine. And apparently they have some new vaccines. Maybe they're better. Hopefully they are. I do hope that they are. I don't like people suffering. Anyway, so there you go. There's that first video. And I'm just going to play the next video here. You tell me if you see a problem. The Hong Kong Bun Festival returns after COVID. Hell yeah. I love buns. Heck yeah, the annual Colorful Bun Festival of Hong Kong is on again after 3 years of COVID cancellations. The festival, held on the island of Chengchao, has its origins in rituals to ward off the plague and evil spirits. Boy, they're going to need it. Nowadays, the festival includes a children's parade, bakery buns, and a bun scrambling contest. If you eat the buns, you have even more peace and safety. Oh, they're going to need it. Oh, boy. Let's play Spot the Mask. I see more masks on chins than I do on faces. Oh boy, this is cool. I like this. Look at this. Are those real buns? There are hungry people. Did you do that to real buns? Are these going to go feed somebody or what? Are these just going to sit here and rot? Like, you can't even get close to them. You know why they put up gates here? Because people would eat these. Why would they ever do such a thing? Did you make like 10,000 buns? You put meat in them and everything? You did. Tell me you didn't put meat in them. You just made buns, right? So, okay. So I've shown you the two videos. Can anyone see? I don't know. I can't really see any kind of comparison there. Things are hunky-dory over there in China. Everything's just fine. My social credit scores rising through the roof. Social credit score jokes. Oh my God. So Clutch Cargo has an interesting question. What should it tell us that Z even now, wants to expand and announce economic cooperation with Putin. I think Z sees it as his only choice. It's either try to form a coalition or join the West. And joining the West is untenable. Oh, I can't show this video because it has booty shaking. Joining the West is untenable. Way too much pride. It's all wrapped up in pride and politics, and we can't do that, right? So you have no choice. As silly and weak as Russia looks right now, it's still the shiniest turd in the pile. Shinier than Turkey, you know, shinier than all the others, shinier than Iran, you know. It's the shiniest turd in the pile. So you got no choice if you're going to stick with the strategy of creating, you know, a whole, you know, a dominant sector outside of the West. You got no choice. You know, what are you going to do? Go to another planet? You're stuck. You're stuck, homie. Let's see what we got from Davey here.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是速度与激情就冰淇淋，速度与激情，速度与激情就我最喜欢。所以现
Clutch Cargo, I couldn't tell you, man. I mean, I don't know. Is it politics? Is it an actual hatred for people from the West? Is it the persecution of the past? You know, is it the continued financial persecution and how, you know, the United States is dominating the world with its dollar, and, you know, China probably doesn't appreciate being pushed around like that, right?
现在是音乐时间，准备，1、2、3。
He, you know what? He really put some effort into this. Okay, I live with Chinese people. You know, my family is Chinese on my wife's side, and I think they would be impressed if I busted out some Chinese that sounded this good.
2个礼拜以后，速度与激情就2个礼拜以后，速度与激情就2个礼拜以后。
Yeah, Davey, but they would never admit that, and it's like, is it? There's probably true believers in China that truly believe that the West is the devil and we need to fight them at all costs, even though they enrich themselves. But there's probably a lot of people that get into politics saying that shit, whether they believe it or not, right? And they get into positions of power repeating that shit, saying that shit, you know, the West is the devil and all this stuff. So, you know, you kind of have to keep it up, right? Capitulating and just joining the Western market, like fully, like stopping with this experiment of a completely separate Chinese market, which is what they're trying to do right now. That's admitting defeat to the West. Can't be doing that, right? The dollar losing its global power. Yeah, it is, but it's everyone else is losing too. So as long as everyone else is going down with the dollar, the United States doesn't seem to care. It's ironic because for the last 40 years, everyone's mad at the Chinese for artificially pegging their currency to the dollar. No, they were. I mean, because well, what else are you going to do? What is value? What is wealth without the dollar in this paradigm, right? I mean, China's been lying about GDP forever, forever. The whole situation's wildly untenable. I don't want to sit here though as a privileged Westerner and just like, you gotta know when to hold him and know when to fold him, bucko. You gotta join us or die. You know, I don't want to agree with that either, because I actually want to see the United States Western dominance. I want to see it challenged. I want to see the dollar challenged. I don't really want to see the United States unchecked. You know, I don't think that's healthy, especially if a Trump or a DeSantis gets into the seat, right? I don't want to see that. So anyway, thank you so much to the people in the chat for drawing a conversation out of this. Obviously, what I was trying to show is that China is allowing their pride to get thousands of people killed a day from COVID in their own country instead of bringing in a more effective vaccine. And they're, of course, trying to paper over the reality of the situation with these you know, it used to just be theatrics that was like, you know, kind of harmless, but it's not harmless anymore. How many people did this get killed? Did this woman get COVID? Did this woman give COVID to her grandmother? Did that grandmother die? I mean, it's just, you know, how vaccinated are they? They're vaccinated with a vaccine that doesn't work as well. So, you know, now we're going to let, you know, pride and patriotism and nationalism get people killed. Get people killed. Right? That's what I wanted to show here with these two videos. Anyway, thank you so much, YouTube.